Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And no, this title in this video is not clickbait. It is legit, and it is time for a change. Not just a change and a farewell to XDefiant, but also in terms of where we do content and kind of how the content is done, so to speak. I will be leaving the links to my stuff in terms of where I will be in the description below, as well as in the pinned comment. So that way, for any of you guys that are interested in following me after you guys see or listen to this video, that's where you'll find me. So, and I'll be going into details of that a little bit later in the video. But right now, I just kind of wanted to explain myself because I'm sure some of you guys have a lot of questions in terms of why, et cetera, et cetera. And more of you will probably be surprised as opposed to not. So in case you haven't noticed, I really haven't been making any XDefiant videos recently. It's been quite a while, and I haven't even been streaming the game, and it's been some time with that as well. And there's a reason behind it. Now, obviously, I had mentioned before that it was a very likely case that XDefiant would be my my final multiplayer shooter that I would play. And I'd also mentioned that I was planning on, playing XDefiant until the server shut down, and then that was it. But there was something else that I really wasn't paying as much attention to. But after some thinking and after, a few other things, it was literally put to the forefront that now is the time for me personally to not only say goodbye to XDefiant, but also to multiplayer first-person shooters. And the reason being is because 95% of the time that I've been playing games over the last 13 or so years or so has been fully concentrated on multiplayer first-person shooters. And this was about 3 years or so ago, 3 years before I started doing YouTube. And I've been doing this YouTube thing for almost 10 years now. Come April 15th will literally be the 10-year anniversary of me doing content here on YouTube on this channel in particular. And for 3 years prior to that, I was just into multiplayer and focusing on just getting better at multiplayer games, mainly Call of Duty, et cetera, et cetera. And it got to the point where it inspired me to make YouTube videos, as well as finding out about the YouTube scene. You guys have known the story. But anyway, regardless, after doing that for 13 years, I have had enough. I had enough. And I mean, if there was anything I could go back and change, that would have been a multi game channel, so to speak, as opposed to just being tied down to like one franchise or one game or one type of, multiplayer game or just one game in general. That's something that I definitely would have changed if I knew any better. But with that being said, at the same time, that's what I was into back then. That's what I wanted to do. That's what inspired me to do YouTube. You know what I mean? And I was just literally playing those kind of games. So, but anyway, so I've actually had enough. And if it wasn't for XDefiant, I probably wouldn't know, because I had put down multiplayer first person shooters for a while. I went back and played Halo, obviously, but kind of went back and forth with just doing random stuff on here and everything. But with XDefiant, it was perfect because it gave me that arcade classic multiplayer first-person shooter vibe with gameplay with a couple of subtle changes, as well as the ethical matchmaking system, that kind of really rang home with me. And it was a great feeling and everything. But at the end of the day, after playing and grinding the game for months, which I obviously enjoyed, and I wouldn't have done it otherwise if I didn't, but after a while, especially over the last few weeks or so that I've been from the last few weeks that I've been streaming, or for the last month as I was streaming XDefiant when I was, it started to feel repetitive, and I was just kind of going through the motions without that satisfactory feeling, so to speak, and the dopamine that I was getting and the satisfactory I was getting less and less. And it got to the point where I was like, well, I wanted to play something different and I just didn't. And then it's like, why am I stopping myself? If I want to play something different, I'll play something different. And XDefiant really brought that to my attention because, again, I was already done before XDefiant came out. And then when XDefiant came out and I played it and I was able to indulge in it, and I got my fix that I've been missing for so many years since Black Ops 4, right? There was like a big gap. And then I get my fix, and then I'm like, okay, here we are again. It just happens to be years later, and it took a matter of months in order to start feeling it again. And it just goes to show that I've just been pretty much done with multiplayer shooters for a long time, but it just never got put to the forefront. And it took a game that I really enjoyed as much as I did, like XDefiant, as well as the matchmaking system itself, to kind of remind me of that, to where it's like, been doing it for a while, and it's like, let's change things up. Let's play those different games that you've always wanted to play. Let's catch up on 10 years worth of games that you've missed out on, right? Because you were too busy playing multiplayer games. Let's play some of the current games that are out right now that I've recently bought on Steam, by the way. And of course, the games that are coming out in the future that we have to look forward to, like Gears of War E-Day, for instance, and a few others, And multiplayer shooters, just for me, just don't hit like they used to anymore. And I am completely fine with that. With Remnant 2 that I've been playing, which is a game that damn near perfectly, puts all the things that I love about a multitude of different gaming genres all in one game. It feels like not only only like it's almost like a different experience. I feel like a sense of accomplishment every single time I get from session to session. And the fact that for the most of my gaming career, which is like over 33 years now, I've always been that kind of gamer to where I'll play a game until I don't feel like playing it anymore, and I'll either play something else or I'll just do something else, and then I'll just play something else when I get back on to play, unless I feel like playing the game and continuing where I left off on the game that I was playing previously. But I was always a person that would play different games on a day-to-day basis, or a week-to-week basis, or however felt like doing it. And for a while now, for like 1/3 or so, if not close to that, of my time, in my total gaming time that I've ever played, it was with multiplayer shooters. And I don't regret it, because that's what I wanted to do. But at the same time, I've also missed out on so much, and kind of catching up, and as well as indulging in some of the great games that that the gaming space has to offer today, is something that is really hard to pass up on. And speaking of passing up on something, it's also simultaneously hard to pass up on this channel, because quite frankly, in terms of the amount of progress that we've made over the last year, thanks to XDefiant, and of course thanks to you guys, going from a dead channel to a resurrected channel to a channel that was gaining an incredible amount of views and an incredible amount of subscriptions and an incredible amount of time for its size, is quite a transition and quite an eye-opener. And even getting to the point of monetization, of course, that in and of itself, I'm not going to lie, it's something to walk away from, because it's progress, right? But my experience and my reality tells me that I can't change things up on this channel and continue to have that kind of progress. I just can't. I remember even Trout in one of his recent videos was talking about it, and how him streaming on YouTube, actually the algorithm works against him when he does that on his channel, because of just how the algorithm works or whatnot. He did mention it, and obviously I already knew this, but again, him mentioning it and him being the size that he is, et cetera, just solidifies it even more. And he's not the only one that I heard it from either. But anyway, but it's also from firsthand experience as well. So the thing is this, I have no problem, even though I'm kind of walking away from here, because again, I want to continue to be able to make progress on YouTube, because that's just something that I enjoy. So I have no problem starting over, and whether it's on a second channel or whether it's just creating a third channel. But I have a certain way that I want to do it. And let me get into that real quick before continuing on here with the meat and potatoes, so to speak. So I used to actually have an affiliate ship on Twitch, but I haven't streamed on there in over a year. So I've lost my affiliate ship, but that's fine. I don't care. We can always rebuild on that. But I'm thinking of streaming any game that I want to play over on Twitch and recording the entire session. And then posting those videos in chapter, cutting them up and putting them in chapters and in playlists on my second channel. And at the same time, also making videos, not retrospective videos like the first two I made, because those just take way too much time in order to edit and all that kind of stuff. And with what I want to do now, not only with my personal life, but in terms of my schedule and everything else going on, I just don't have the time to do that. But when it comes to videos like this, to where it's like a commentary with gameplay in the background, but granted, it's going to be talking about another game or talking about gaming news or something like that, that would fit into my second channel, Jack's Arcade, very, very well. because that's what that channel literally is all about compared to what this channel is all about. Plus the way the streaming works and all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking I can stream on my Twitch. I can, you know, use those sessions, you know, cut them down into little pieces from the stream and put them here on YouTube, upload them here, and then obviously with videos like this, again, same thing. You know, make them, upload them, and that's that. Because that's just the way it works. You know, I just saw a video by the Act Man, by the way, which I'm halfway through, but he mentioned that he's been doing it for like doing YouTube for like 9 years or something like that, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm about to hit 10 in a few months. And, you know, when you look at the amount of progress that guy's made, obviously, you know, part of the formula is the fact that he's just a way better content creator than me in every single way, shape, or form. And the other secret sauce to that was that he did it correctly. It's not just about dedication. It's also about doing it correctly. And at the same time, making yourself unique, et cetera, et cetera. So, so basically, with the knowledge that I've gained over the years of doing this, as well as what I desire to do from a gaming standpoint, it just makes all the sense in the world in order for me to make this change. And again, this channel is not going to be deleted. It'll always be around. You know, you never say never. You know, there's always that small chance that I could come back and resume or whatnot. But at the same time, again, in terms of where multiplayer gaming is headed, there's really not much reason to, really. At least for me, that's not where my desire is. It's not, you know. But again, even if, you know, the multiplayer experience was similar to XDefiant, among other games, I still feel a similar way. In other words, I've had enough of the multiplayer shooter fix. You know what I mean? That's how I feel now. It's how I've been feeling for a while. And I really, and this is coming from a person who really loved XDefiant, really loves XDefiant, really wishes it would hang around. But even if it did, it would get to the point to where I'd be forcing content. And that's something that even your viewers will notice, especially if they've been around long enough. They can tell when you're not enjoying what you're doing anymore, and when you're not into it, and you're just headed down a path of misery that leads to nowhere. You know what I mean? So, and for me, it's always about fun. You know, how in the world can you expect to keep a consistency when it's not fun, right? I mean, the only reason why people are able to do it when it comes to work is because, well, they have to make a living, and working, even though they might despise their job, gives them their living, right? That allows them to pay the bills and whatever else that they're able to do with how much they get paid, right? So therefore they, you know, even though they want to make a change, they kind of grind it because they're, you know, making a living. Same thing goes with the YouTubers. I'm pretty sure there's a few YouTubers out there that would rather be making a multitude of variety of content, or streamers that would rather be streaming a variety of content. But they don't do that because they're known for their quote unquote niche, so to speak. And not every single one of them is a variety gamer. You know what I mean? So, or a variety streamer, or a variety content creator, whatever you want to call it. So they have to stick to their niche because they want to continue to progress in not only paying their bills, but in order to meet their financial goals or whatnot. So it is what it is. But that's not something here on this channel that I have to worry about. I mean, yes, this channel is monetized, but there's no, you know, there's no living to be made off of here. And that's something that I don't really want to control what I decide to do with the channel. You know, even though it is just a little bit amount of money, which is, you know, something, you know, something is better than nothing for sure. But, you know, at the same time, that doesn't mean that we can't grow and progress in, you know, in changing directions, so to speak, in terms of, you know, starting another channel or whatever it is. So, and over the course of time, of course, I've learned to be open-minded. I've learned to be a little bit more open to what is possible, as opposed to focusing as to what is not. So that is the direction that I'm heading in, from both a content creation standpoint as well as a desirable standpoint. I do not want to be only playing one type of multiplayer first person shooter or one type of genre of multiplayer first person shooter forever. I mean, I don't want to do that now. Even when it comes to content, I don't want to do that. And it's kind of time to go back to, the gamer I've always been for the vast majority of my gaming, life. And that is play whatever I want, make whatever content I want in relation to that. And, if I'm enjoying that, then, why stop if you're enjoying it, And if success comes with that, then hey, there you go. I mean, hell, enjoying what you're doing is success as well. So when you look at it from every single angle, it just makes all the sense in the world for me to head in this direction. And on top of that, it is the new year. So I guess you can say it is in a way kind of a New Year's resolution, but I mean, I've also been, from a personal standpoint, I've been back in the gym for months now, getting the diet dialed in and everything like that. You know, eating my 230 grams of protein every day, along with everything else, and just going through the motions of just doing that. And the reward is great. The reward is absolutely great, and it's I'm feeling good. I'm feeling stronger, and also in other personal ways that things have changed over the last while, and and it's been making my life overall better. There's always going to be some pain involved because that's how life is. You can't grow without a little bit of pain, right? Just like growing your muscles here and there, right? So, but there's also that recovery time, and there's also the fact that you get better and stronger with that recovery time. But in order to do that, you got to keep moving forward. And that is why it's time, that and the other reasons that I described earlier is why it's time for me to say goodbye to XDefiant. So I had to make this video at some point because obviously you guys probably want to know why I haven't been uploading or whatnot, or what my plans are moving forward. And that's pretty much what I have in mind at this point. The beauty of playing whatever you want to play when you want to play it, games of the past that you have to catch up on, current games that are out right now, future games that are coming out right now, and literally tying it up to your Twitch and your YouTube, and being able to make content and just share those experiences with other people. That is where it's at. I mean, again, that's why I stream, right? Why do I stream? I stream because I absolutely enjoy talking to people while playing said game. It's the closest thing to couch co-op that you're ever going to get, even though couch co-op is pretty much a thing of the past in terms of most cases right now. But it's an alternative, so to speak, and I'll take it. And of course, just even when it comes to videos, I love the comments, I love the interaction, and if there's progress to be made, wham bam, that is the ultimate for me. And I've mentioned it before previously that it would be a dream if I could make progress, even if it was slower progress than I've made on here over the last year. If I was making progress by doing that, like literally streaming, playing, making videos on any game I want at any given point in time, and still making progress and moving forward, and as far as the content creation space is concerned, and in stream, that's the dream. That's the dream come true. Again, I reiterate, it's never going to be a full-time thing, but again, there's always that progress. Everything you do, you want there to be progress. That's part of the whole satisfaction. So again, it just makes sense to me, and that's the direction that we're looking into heading. So again, I'll be leaving a link to everything in the description box below. And in closing here, as well as the pinned comment as well, but in closing here, I also wanted to say a very big thank you to everybody that's supported this channel for years. Some of you have been here from the very start. And for those that have been supporting, whether it's recent or whether you've been here for months, ever since XDefiant, as well as the other content creators that I've been associating with here and there, when it comes to the whole XDefiant space. It's awesome to see the other content creators grow. It's good to see what content they're doing, and as well as playing with them, because over the last few streams when I did play XDefiant, there was a lot of things going on to where there was open lobbies and there were some content creators in there, as well as some of you guys as well. So and it was a hell of a good time. So the community has been, for the most part, as far as XDefiant is concerned, has been absolutely awesome. So, and I wanted to say thank you very much, because you guys have opened my eyes even more so to the fact that, hey, yes, It is possible. Yes, you can. Yes, this, yes, that, as opposed to the opposite. So you guys have played a role in this journey as well, and to not thank you guys would be very disrespectful towards you. So with that being said, I'm going to end it here. Again, I really appreciate all the support, and I hope to see you guys either on my Twitch or on my second YouTube channel. It is something that I'm definitely looking forward to finally getting the wheels turning, and I hope to see some of you guys there. Some of you guys have already subscribed, and I want to say thank you for that very, very much. And with that being said, I like to, as always, thank everybody for taking the time to watch and or listen. And I'll see you guys later.